Hello and welcome to Aviation This Week on Channels Television. I'm Bukola Joe Oketumbi. Over 2,000 active licensed pilots and about 1,888 cabin crew ply their trade in Nigeria's aviation industry, just a fraction of the over 680,000 strong workforce in Nigeria's aviation industry. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to celebrate Workers' Day, Aviation This Week beams the light on the challenges facing workers in this sector and, of course, some of the positive strides too.
Aviation is an economic driver and civil aviation is a critical element in Nigeria's transportation system and indeed its economy. According to the International Air Transport Association, the aviation industry in Nigeria supports more than 650,800 jobs and contributes $8.2 billion to the country's GDP. The aviation sector is labor-intensive, and as demand for aviation services in Nigeria increase, there will be also growing demand for skilled and experienced employees. According to the NCAA, at present, Nigeria has 2,226 active licensed pilots, 1,532 licensed aircraft maintenance engineers, 543 licensed flight dispatchers, 313 licensed air traffic controllers, 1,888 licensed cabin crew, 254 licensed air traffic safety electronic personnel, and 100 aeronautical station operators personnel. As many employees across the world mark the International Workers' Day, aviation union leaders still lament the dichotomy between expatriates and local pilots flying in the industry.
The issue of expatriate quota remains a very sore point for our members. There are still excess of expatriates, especially now that we have so many Nigerians aptly qualified but have no jobs. We still have very strong issues, and in the face of the new Executive Order number 5, we are surprised that the aviation subsector is yet to come up with any clear machinery on how to put effect to the Executive Order number 5, which is purely on expatriate quota. And the aim is very clearly stated to say Nigerian jobs for Nigerians, first and foremost. But how to put effect to that executive order, there isn't any machinery or clear-cut policy from the Ministry of Aviation with its parastatals and other agencies on how to put effect to that executive order signed by President Muhammadu Buhari.
For airline operators of Nigeria, in early 2017, its airline aviation workforce, put at over 5,000, shrunk to 3,000. This development was not unconnected to the collapse of ARIC and Aero contractors at that time. What's the situation of the workers now that the airlines are under the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria's receivership?
Aero is disadvantaged. AMCON doesn't seem to do what they ought to do to save a hailing company in Aero, but they are doing more for ARIC. There was a time when Aero was practically going down, but our union, in conjunction with the other union, NOATI, did everything possible to make them still stay on board. That is the benefit we are reaping now. So many staff were laid off as a result of the redundancy, which they have not implemented. I mean, the agreement have not been implemented to date. But it got to a point, because of the perseverance of our workers, of our members, things are beginning to come up for Aero again, and they are gradually calling them back, one after the other.
Beyond these, the union are concerned that many private companies in the industry are not in consonance with unionization.
The fact that there are no unions in many of the airlines means that they do not have conditions of service. It means they hire and fire at will, You don't have, if you just wake up and you don't like somebody's face or he didn't greet you well, you tell him, give me my ID card, leave my premises, and those kind of things continue. You see people who work for 30, 15, 10 years in an organization, they ask you to leave and you just walk out like that with just handkerchief in your pocket. So these problems remain with us, and in the shortest possible time, the unions are coming up. We are making our designs on how best to tackle these problems, because they are not things that we will allow to remain forever. The issue of the payment of the ex-workers of Nigerian Airways remains a sore point.
One critical issue bedeviling the industry is the aging manpower and the need to bridge the gap.
I appeal to government to look at aviation because of the nature of the industry. Be it the regulatory authority, you need to train. Without training, the inspectors are not qualified to oversight the industry. The airlines need to train. I am not happy with the state of training in the industry today. First, because of the policy of government that has constricted training. Secondly, because of inability of the National Assembly to approve budgets as at when due.
As many countries across the world celebrate Workers' Day, the unions in the aviation sector say the welfare of aviation workers in the country remains a priority to ensure productivity in the sector. And they ask that the federal government, state and corporate employers commit to this and ensure industrial harmony for the sustainable development of the nation.